What's up, YouTube? I'm thinking we're recording. It's your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. This is season 18, episode number 5, you guys. So I can't really see the camera right now because the sun is directly in my eyes, so I can't really see you guys that well. But we're gonna talk about this episode and we're gonna get through it. But the name of the episode is Speak of the Devil. And before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to do me a big favor. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Hit that subscribe button, the notifications turned on, like, share, and do all that good stuff for me. So you guys, with that out the way, without further ado, let us discuss Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, we kind of pick up where we left off in the last episode. So you guys remember in the last episode they did that drill where Dr. Ish and Judge Tola wanted them to, you know, make a sexy music video, right? And they were supposed to, they switched partners, right? And you guys remember that Treasure had got paired up with Miles, and Amber had got paired up with Molly, right? And you guys remember that Treasure was, you know, dancing in Miles's lap, and that, you know, not Treasure, but Molly didn't like that, and Molly called her a thought, which I did not agree with. So at this point, both Molly and Treasure are pissed off with each other, right? And I'm very much understanding why Treasure's pissed off. Like, you call me a thought and you brought me, like, really disrespectful much, right? So then Nori is upset, right? They're talking about pizza, and I'm like, how did the pizza come into the conversation? So they were talking about the pizza, and then Nori just went off talking about he wanted his phone. I want my phone. I want my phone. Now, if you guys don't know anything about these reality TV shows, right? When they go, like, if they go into a house like this, like the Big Brother house, any house where they're in seclusion, they don't have access to the outside world. They don't have any access. So they have no television, they have no internet, they have no nothing. They take their communication, they take their devices as soon as they get in the house. And once, you know, filming has wrapped, not meaning just for the day, for the entire show, once the show is over, then they give them that stuff back. But while they're in the house filming, they don't want in. And I think that, you know, that would be a good thing for, like, housewives as well. Not take the women's phones from them, but just keep them at, you know, keep them off of social media. So eventually Neri was able to calm Nori down, because I just really didn't understand why he was so upset and why he was so frustrated. But I just didn't understand it at the time. I still don't understand it now. And I just finished watching the episode. All right, the sun is kind of going away, so I can see you guys better. So then we see Treasure, right? So Treasure, she talks to Dr. Ish, and she's just telling Dr. Ish how she feels about Molly, right? You know, she says she doesn't think that things are going to work out, which I don't believe so either. I think that they're a fake couple. I think there are two fake couples, right? I think that they're a fake couple, and I also think that Miles and Amber are a fake couple. And the reason that I say Miles and Amber, I think that they're a fake couple, is because I think Miles and Amber are just really two good friends that came on this show to get a check. And that's really what I think when it comes to those two. So while she's with Dr. Ish, she's telling Dr. Ish about the fact that Molly, in last week's drill, when they were supposed to, you know, dance for, you know, do the music video before they split up, Molly was pouring her a big shot, right? And we know, we've talked about this. We talked about this in the first episode, that Treasure has a drinking issue, right? And then she says, then while they're talking, Molly is eavesdropping, and he overhears her saying that he's the devil, because she calls him the devil. And Molly gets so upset and offended by that. But you can't tell. See, the thing that I have issue with is, you might be hurt about what she said, right? But you can't change her narrative. What she says is what she feels. So you can't be like, oh, you think I'm the devil. I'm not the devil. You can't say that. You can't call me that. That's not a nice thing to call me. If that's how she feels, then I'm sorry to tell you, buddy, that's how she feels, and you cannot change how she feels. And then later in this episode, he is very controlling and very manipulative, which we will definitely discuss that. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So today's drill for the boot campers, they meet Dr. Ish outside actually in the driveway, right? So Dr. Ish has this little go-kart, this electric go-kart setup, right? And I was like, oh, I figured out what they were going to do. So what they did was, so what it is one person will assemble the go-kart. One person will read out the directions to the other person. So the person, I think I remembered who read the directions and who did what. So let's go. So Miles read the directions to Amber. Nori read the directions to Neri. Molly read the directions to Treasure. Moni read the directions to Tough. Is that right, you guys? Is that right? I think that's right. So Molly read the directions to Treasure, so Treasure is assembling the bike. Miles read the directions to Amber. Amber is assembling the bike. Moni read the directions to Tough. Tough putting the bike together. And then Nori reading directions to Neri. Neri assembles the bike. So we got we got everyone, right? So looking at this exercise and looking at them, you would think it would be an easy exercise, because if you listen to your partner, setting this bike up wouldn't be a big issue, right? You read the directions, and a good partner is someone that can read the directions and be like, hey, it's that one right there, you take that part, put it here, so you can read the directions and give it to your partner. But throughout this, it looked like it was a little bit difficult for, it wasn't as cohesive as it could have been, right? It wasn't as cohesive as if the person themselves had the directions and were putting it together. But it's not really hard. You just got to listen to your partner, right? So after they've assembled it, right, they had 1 hour to assemble it. Then we see Nori and Molly having a conversation, right? Technically, it was Molly having a conversation with himself, because he was asking Nori questions, right? But every question that he asked, he answered it himself. I don't know how Nori sat there and listened to that, because I wouldn't have been able to listen to it. I'd be like, so you're going to ask me a question, but you're going to answer the question. So basically, you don't want any response, any input. You just want to just say how you feel, right? And forget what other people are. He doesn't have effective communication skills. So then at one point, Treasure comes out, right? And she says that Molly's spirit is ugly, because he mentions the fact that she called him the devil. And she says, but your spirit is ugly, Molly. Like, that's how I feel. And that's what's frustrating me with Molly the most, right? It's the fact that you're negating what she thinks and what she feels, right? For Molly, it's all about his public image. And we're going to talk about his public image in just a little bit, right? But it's all about how you're perceived by other people, and not the person that you're, quote unquote, allegedly in a relationship with. If your partner is telling you that you have these qualities that I don't like, instead of you saying, oh, I'm not like that, that's not who I am, listen to your partner. Be like, okay, you telling me you don't like, oh, I got ahead of myself a little bit, but I'll talk about it. But listen to your partner, right? Say, okay, what you're saying is you don't like it when I, let's just say, leave the toilet seat up, right? You're saying that you don't like it when I leave the toilet seat up. Okay, cool. I got you. Whenever I use the bathroom, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Treasure doesn't like the fact that Molly leaves the toilet seat up, so I'm gonna let it down for Treasure. Like, but actually, let me go ahead and say that, because that came back up. And I wasn't even trying to do that intentionally, but they came back up later in the episode. When Dr. Ish was telling them how to communicate, listen, understand, and validate. Because I don't remember the other steps. Sorry, you guys, I did not remember the other steps. But that one, when I was just talking, I just realized I really said what Dr. Ish said. You listen to your partner, you understand what they're saying, and you validate it. So that's my issue with Molly. He doesn't listen to, he's not listening to what Treasure is saying. He is listening to what she's saying, but he's internalizing it and flipping it back. We're gonna pause here, you guys. All right, you guys. So after this, Molly goes upstairs to pack his stuff because he's ready to go. So Judge Choler's like, you know what? To Dr. Ish, he's like, I'm gonna go talk to Molly. You deal with the rest of them, right? So Dr. Ish has everybody outside, including Treasure. So what they're gonna do at this point is they're gonna flip it, right? So the people who gave the directions earlier, they're gonna be in the go-kart because it's a go-kart for one. They're gonna be in the go-kart, blindfolded, and their partner is gonna direct them around a lab that they created. So Neri and Nori. So Neri is gonna be giving directions to Nori, who is blindfolded. Tough is going to be giving directions to Moni, who is blindfolded. Amber to Miles, and Treasure, if Molly comes back, she'll be directing him, right? So Judge Choler went and talked to Molly. So it's the same situation with Molly. Molly, at one point, he was not even listening to what Judge Choler was saying. He kept talking about him. So that's when it came to me. I'm like, so in his relationship, it's really, he does everything for you. So you're supposed to just sit back and take whatever he says because, oh, I'm Molly, I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Because he then mentioned about his image, right, and the fact that he has people who work for him, and you know how what Treasure is saying could hurt his business. And I was thinking to myself, Treasure calling you the devil, how does that hurt your business, and not the legal issues that you have with the, you know, the whole T-word thing that you got? I'm not gonna say it on here. You know, all these cases that you have against you for what you allegedly have done. That's not gonna hurt you, but what Treasure's saying is gonna hurt you. I was like, okay, Molly, go off, whatever you gotta say, right? So Molly does eventually join, and you know, he joins in. Molly is very manipulative. He is really, truly manipulative. Because I didn't see it until after this drill was over with. So they went back in the house, right? So Treasure was talking to the ladies, right? And I like that the ladies were very supportive of her. And then Molly was talking to the guys. And like I said, once again, it's more of Molly literally talking to people. He's not listening to what people are saying. But the guys really weren't saying anything to him. But I'm glad that the ladies were listening to Treasure, right? So then Molly comes back in, and they're like, you know, Molly, sit with your girl. So Treasure is sitting down, right? So Molly tells Treasure to sit in his lap. And I'm like, dude, why? It's for show. And I'm glad Moni caught it. Like, I was looking at them like, this is for show. So he told her to sit in his lap. Then he told her to give him a kiss. He was like, we don't even tongue kiss like that, right? We haven't tongue kissed. And I was like, ew. He's manipulating. And then Moni was like, she's uncomfortable. And I'm like, exactly. You could look at Treasure's face. Treasure's face just spoke volumes to me that she was not comfortable with that. And it actually triggered Moni, because Moni was like, you know, that took her back to, you know, the controlling situation that she was in. And yeah. So yeah, and then just, you know, Dr. Ish met up with the boot campers, and he gave them the tips for, I guess it was, I don't know. The only one that I remember, like I said a few minutes ago, was LUV. Listen, understand, and validate. The other steps I didn't really listen. I wasn't paying attention to. I know he said it, and Dr. Ish said it plenty of times before, but I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, you guys. I don't need this stuff because I'm not in a relationship, so I can't regurgitate those things to you. But that was the one thing that I did. But I mean, I know the things that he was talking about. I mean, it's common sense. But I think the issue is when you're in a relationship, sometimes it just depends on your partner, right? It depends on your partner and what they, you know, what they provide to you. Not monetarily, not, you know, just what do they give to, you know, it's just the vibes that they give off, how these things, you know, work themselves out. Because some people come into relationships with baggage and issues that they have not unpacked, right? From previous relationships, be it with an ex or even a family member, right? We all sometimes can go into a relationship with our own issues and baggage that we have not yet dealt with, and we unload on our partners sometimes. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video and into the next one. You guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye. So I'll see you guys for Ready to Love, and I'll see you guys for, what else? Love After Lockup. We're back this week. I feel good this week. Last week, it was just a terrible week with YouTube and monetization, but we're back this week. We're back. I still got to watch last week's episode of Love After Lockup, so I'm going to watch that one, and then we will discuss, I'll probably discuss some of it this week in this week's review, and then we'll do this week's review. So this week's review might be a little bit lengthy. I'm gonna try not to make it lengthy. I'm gonna try. So let's go. So yeah, that's it, you guys.